Hey guys, I'm back here with another freestyle podcast, and today I am joined by little Miss LV here. No, he's not a miss, he's a mister. Can't believe I stuffed up already. This is why I don't prefer to do podcasts with my face in it, because I'm more self-aware of what I'm saying, and I shouldn't do that. I know I shouldn't do that, but a lot of the times when I do look at myself, I become really self-cautious. I look at myself, the reflection of myself, because right now I'm doing the face camera, so I actually can see myself in this, and I get really distracted by things, and this is pretty much my studio, aka my room. This is also where I usually do all my thinking, because what other places would be better than to think when you're like just laying down here in your little area. I don't have my computer here, which I think I should really set up everything soon to be on the left side of me where my desk is, and I think this will make a really good environment to actually, show you what I really, and just my personal side of myself, because usually when I film, I do it in my study slash workroom, and it doesn't really portray or doesn't look fancy, or if not fancy, I would say the word would more be, it doesn't show my personality enough. And obviously I have Mrs. Yuna right here from SNSD. She's always my all-time favorite of K-pop, no doubts. So anyways, today I want to, actually before even starting, for those who are listening to this podcast, either on YouTube or Facebook, but some actually might be listening from SoundCloud, so there wouldn't be any visual in this. So therefore, I'll try not to do anything too visual. Like, it's just gonna be me looking at myself. So pretty much why I decided to film myself doing podcast again is because I was talking to my a really inspirational content creator of my, and I think I consider him my friend now. Yeah, he's like the funniest guy ever, and he inspired me a lot. And a lot of videos that I do are trying to like mimic of a lot of his styles, like with my past videos, such as what you shouldn't say to a girl on your first date, or skits and whatnot. A lot of styles are inspired by him. So yeah, great shout out to my main man Tian Tan. You helped me a lot. I hope to do a podcast with you really soon. Anyhow, so today a quick topic I really want to talk about while I'm, oh my god, it's so cute, look at him. Okay, for those still listening, yeah, my cat is just like, cleaning himself on my bed, and this is why I really like cats now. And I did make a video about why I like cat. If you haven't, go back to my previous videos, you would see why I like cats so much. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about motivation and why you shouldn't be lazy, why you should lose your sense of proactiveness, continuation with life, and just trying your best to make your life seem more colorful and enjoyable, instead of every single day just stay in a room and think about nonsense and not acting upon it. You shouldn't get lazy. Don't ever make yourself and grow accustomed to your comfort zone. You should always put yourself out there and try new things. And I did make a motivational slash passion podcast a few weeks ago. Again, listen to it if you haven't just yet. But on the same time, what I think a great way to keep motivated is to continuously doing your hobbies. So I guess this will be a video slash podcast to add on from the passion video from 2 weeks ago. What I meant by is just continuously do what you enjoy to do. For me, I started gymming I think 5 years ago with my mates, and at first it wasn't even an idea for me to go gym. At first I was just so bored of my life. I was literally at home playing video games. Back then you'll be playing like Maple Story, Gunbound. Like I'm not a modern gamer, I'm an old school gamer. And in my head I'm still thinking about like CS 1.6, Counter-Strike, whatever, Warcraft stuff, okay? I stopped pretty much when Dota came out. So that was my little story of my little gaming time back then. But however, you shouldn't feel lazy at all. You should continuously push yourself. And I know you do get lazy once in a while. You have a big day, tired day, you have a really busy schedule, Monday to Friday, and you only have that one day. And I guess, bless us for being in Australia, our workload is actually not that much in terms of compulsive working. What I mean by that is obviously the work that you must do to get your income, your stable income, the required hours that you have to be at work. You have the external work, which I would also recommend to do, which are the works that you do outside of your compulsive works. So for example, for me, it'll be making videos, creating content, going to gym, other curriculums, whatever you can think of. Simply pack your day up. That is how you not get lazy. Actually, I'm just deciding what should be the title. But it doesn't matter what I name this, because this is my podcast. I can do anything I want. However, back to the point, how not to be lazy. Just keep doing what you do. Force yourself out. And it is hard. I know it as well. For a good amount of time, I think I've quit gymming, I think 2 times in my entire 5-year span. By quitting, I literally mean I don't go. Once I come home, I just stay home and watch dramas and watch my animes. And I'm not saying those aren't good in any sense, but I'm saying is the time that I would be going to gym, I chose not to, because I told myself I deserve to rest up. And every single time it guilts me inside that I think I should, but when I don't, I for that instant moment, I am nice, I am relaxed, I'm watching my favorite animes, but further down the track, this little guilt will start coming to me. I believe there's always this little demon inside every single one. And this demon acts as a negative mechanism in your head. And for those who actually don't know how this works, is that I believe, this has no scientific evidence to back up right over, it's just what I believe, okay? This negative mechanism, I believe, is either going to beat you down and give you motivation for you to do something that you should have done. Or for those who actually let this demon eat you up, it's just gonna make you less motivated. It's gonna make you lazy. It's gonna make you fat, because you end up not doing anything, and you listen to yourself and you justify yourself by simply saying, I've done enough work today, I should rest up, which I don't agree at all. I really don't agree. But at the same time, this negative mechanism, I reckon could also help you in developing a habit into push yourself to strive for more and go out and just get your ass out there, because no one else is going to tell you as much as what you tell yourself. I'm sure a lot of people who would often have this side of them where they would turn towards and think towards them and be like, no, I can't do it, fuck it, who cares, it's my life, I have full control over it. And that's the exact same reason why you should put yourself out there. Because a lot of people do think that way, like they work a lot and they rest, and, by all means, rest as much as you want. But I'm saying is, when you need to do something, when you say gymming, something really compulsive for your life, for your health, for your future, there's something you have to do, because no matter how much you hate it, I guarantee you, once you do it, even for that just one day, it might not last for a long time, but I bet you, number one, you won't regret it. And second of all, you'll feel dramatically good the rest of the day, at least anyways. And I could think of like another example would be, I guess, making videos to be another example. I always tell myself I want to make podcast video, like I mentioned that in my previous podcast. I want to do podcasts like for 4 or 5 years, but I never ever had the courage to do it. I never had the motivation. I never pushed myself hard enough because I don't believe in myself. And what I mean by not believing in myself is that like I mentioned before, I justify my actions with some negative evidence to support why I did it, and I made it as if it's okay to do it. However, when I actually just not listen to that demon inside my head and actually use that as a motivation, push myself to do it, at the end of it, you do realize there's so many things that you open yourself up towards. You see so many different things while you do that would contradict to your demon side. You would realize how much of a better version of yourself you could become. And this is something I think that everyone is capable of doing as well. It's not just about forcing yourself to do something. It's about improving your life and having a external side of you to improve and to see different perspective of this world, if you get what I mean. And I'm getting really philosophical. I can never get that word right, but I think I'm getting really analytical. Okay, I'm using different jargon words now because my head is just spinning and it's just giving me different words to use, which is something good, I reckon. Like let me go on a tangent, by the way. When you try really hard to do something and you use the most brain power you can, something would definitely just work. Like when you have to say something, like talking to people, for instance. Have you ever thought about that you can never ever start a conversation? Or at least you can, but you can't continue a conversation. Like right now, I'm literally talking to no one. I'm talking to myself. I'm looking at the camera, talking to myself. How did I do this? Like back then, I wouldn't be able to hold a 30-second convo with anyone. You know, not my mom, not my brother, not my close friends, unless I'm going through like a heartbreak because some girl broke my heart or something. Then I can ramble forever. But aside from that, how do you develop this habit? How do you get the motivation to change, to put yourself out there, to continuously have words coming out from your mouth, to make things that it sound like it makes sense when you honestly, you don't even know what you're talking about? And a really great way is that, which I can tie in really well with this podcast, is that I continuously put myself out there, motivate myself to talk to people that I don't know. And that includes girls, customers, new friends at the party, whoever, you know, or even at the person at the counter, the cashier that you're not supposed to have a really long conversation with. Make yourself motivated to talk to them, to try to make a convert out of nothing. And doing that, it will actually develop and give you skills to work your brain. It will just make you think a lot faster. And why I'm saying that is because by having a faster thinking, like it's a no-brainer. Like thinking fast and working fast helps you multitasking. It helps you with decision making. It could help yourself do something that you don't want to do, which you should do. For example, study. You know, no one loves to study, but how do you put yourself in that situation where you can force yourself using your demon inside you and do your homework or do your studies before your exams? And I'm the type back then, actually no, I could never ever think of a time where I actually did not study for a test or do my assignments, you know, on the first 2 weeks of the period I was given. And no, I'm not the smartest kid. I don't pass all my exams. All I'm saying is that I developed a habit where I can motivate myself, push myself to do something, to do my homework, to do my assignments, to do my presentations and stuff, and everything right on the first or second week of the assessment being given to me. Because again, working with my demon will definitely tell me to do it. And if I don't, it's okay, you know? But then, my thought process would be, okay, if I listen to this demon, I'm just gonna be like everyone else who decides to do their homework and assessment at the very last minute and end up getting a shit grade. And to think of that, I'm just gonna be really positive about it, optimistic about it. I told myself, even while debating with my demon inside, even without me passing or not, I'm gonna go through the stress regardless. Why not shorten the stress and just do assessment right early and get going, so I don't have to worry about it until, like, say, until the end, like before the exam starts. And in that case, I reckon it will be a really good way to be stressless, you know? Because I can't take stress well. I really can't take stress well. I simply would push myself to that point where I would beat myself down if I don't do something, if I forget to do something, if I don't do something that I'm meant to. I would bash myself down at one point. Like, it's, in a way, it's bad, but at the same time, like I said before, it's a good motivational mechanism if you know how to use it properly. And my cat just totally fell asleep on me. Is it that boring? I don't know. He's my he's my good friend. I love LV. You know, at Juicy Puss, Instagram and Facebook. I started a channel for my cat because I can. Why the hell not? I'm gonna make a business out of my cat. Woo! Bite me. Anyways, so yes, this is why I'm saying, like, you have to motivate yourself simply by contrasting what your initial thoughts. Make sure you double think before you make a decision. Yes, always act on your what's that word? Act upon your instincts and do what you think is the right at that moment. But at the same time, do have the second thought, have the second drawback, and think to yourself, if I do something a way or another, what will be the backlash? You just have a quick think. You don't have to get full depth into what will potentially happen. Whatever. That's too late. You know, just if you have a decision, quickly weigh out the pros and cons. You know, if you like it, do it. Just stick onto it. Gymming, you don't like gymming? No one likes gymming, honestly. But learn to love it. How? Well, you know, you get to see your friends, you get to work out, you get to look better, you get to get muscles, you know? Whatever, self-improve. On the long run, you'll get healthier. So therefore, go gym. Motivate yourself. Same for doing homework. If you don't want to do something, no one else will ever tell you that they love to do their homework. But at least just put yourself in the situation where you can just do your homework, do your studies, so you don't have to worry about it majority of the time, okay? You still have to, like, obviously revise throughout, but at least you can take that big chunk of the pressure off you first. And I guess using gym and studying would be a great way, even though I just thought about this, like, literally no planning, I just thought about this topic. I reckon, yeah, this example will be a really great reason to my podcast today, is to, you know, showcase how and why I did what I did in terms of being motivated and to put myself out there. And I hope this will actually really help you guys as well, because there are people who are actually struggling out there, and I struggle too in my life. And I really hope that this would be able to help you guys in the future when you guys do have a situation where you're not sure if you're going to do it or not. Chances are you should just do it, because why the fuck not? Who cares, you know? Like, what's the worst gonna happen, you know? The world hasn't ended, even though it's said by the Bible that it would have been. But anyways, if the Bible or God, whatever, do exist, you know, it must be fate, you know, to keeping us alive. Is for us to enjoy life and do more things out there. Just to put yourself out there and be motivated, you know? If you don't be motivated, you're just going to be fat, lazy, and no one's going to like you. You're going to die alone. You know, you're not going to go anywhere with your life. And I'm sure you, at this particular time and age, we all live in a society where we want to, you know, stand out. We want to start our own thing and put ourselves out there where people can approve us based on the actions we take. And I'm sure you don't want to be known to other people that you're just that lazy guy sitting at home doing shit all of your life and waste it, you know, until you're old. And another thing is that I don't agree on the fact that people say they want to work till they're 50 and then go out and have fun. Dude, by that time you're freaking too old to even do anything. I'm gonna, like, do one big podcast on that. I'm really definite I'm gonna do it now, because that has been in my mind. But yeah, long story short, I don't believe in that. You should just enjoy while you work, and while doing that, you know, everyone can do that. You know, everyone's working, but at the same time you can have fun. I'll just blabber about that for, like, another podcast if you would like to listen to me again in the future. So yes, let's leave that for next time. But yes, if you guys enjoyed my content, just, you know, check out my other stuff. Hung Up, HUNGUPP, on Instagram or Facebook. Main channel, you know, obviously YouTube is my main platform. I do reaction videos for K-pop pretty much daily or every second day, or any big releases and trailers that are out. So yes, do keep in mind of the stuff I do. I'll see you guys next time. This is Hung Up. Peace out. Cheers.